on Offside with Andrew Gundling and JJ Devaney.
Oh, yes, caught offside from just outside of New York City from an apartment in Brooklyn, New York. Andrew Gundling, JJ Devaney, part 2 of our English Premier League season preview. What's up, brother?
Oh, so excited, Andrew. It begins on Friday. It's back on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Arsenal and Coventry City.
Yeah.
Kick things off on Friday.
I saw a video on YouTube from, I'd say it must have been the first season of the Premier League. Someone can correct me. Coventry went there and Mickey Quinn scored a hat-trick at Highbury.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy, right? I don't foresee Haji Wright channeling Mickey Quinn.
Is Haji Wright hurt? Is he going to be able to play?
Oh, are you serious?
Thought he was. I'll have to check.
God.
That would be a bummer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does begin on Friday. This is part 2 of our 20 big questions. If you missed part 1, that is up and available to be consumed. And then, of course, over on the plus side, we have our live Zoom with the animals, with all of our plus animals to talk more Premier League. And just like we did after the World Cup with USMNT, we did a live Zoom session with Plus Animals to go through all your US men's national team questions, concerns, thoughts on the future, the past, all that. We'll do the same with the Premier League. We'll answer and talk about whatever you want. So that's really fun as well. But we are now into part 2 of the season preview for the 20 big questions, questions 11 through 20. Let's dive in, shall we?
We shall.
Okay. Let's start with this, JJ. Which newly promoted club do you envision having the most success this season?
So I've gone with Ipswich. I mean, it's a question of the likeliest to stay in the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a real chance that none of these sides stay up. But Ipswich have they have some of the institutional knowledge from recently being up. They have a Premier League experienced manager, not Kieran McKenna, which is Gary O'Neill, after the surprising stepping aside of McKenna.
Yeah. Do we know what happened there?
So he said he wanted to spend more time with his family, that he wanted to break. I've spoken to a few friends of mine that are Ipswich Town fans, and there was approaches made to him from clubs, but he had a buyout clause. And the clubs weren't willing to reach that, and he kind of wanted to go. And so
he's 40 years old.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The whole, you just got this team promoted to the English Premier League, the best league in the world. And this is when you just this is life's, I know he went up, what was it, 2 years ago? But this is when you decide I'm going to step away to spend more time with my family. It just feels a little, I don't know what is going on with his family. I have no idea. Just from a professional standpoint, it just feels like a strange time to do that.
On the football side of things, a friend of mine, Chris, who's a hardcore Ipswich fan, he reckons it's because he had an £8 million sterling release clause, and it was a massive stumbling block for any club coming in for him. Reportedly, Ipswich gave him £100,000 a week Premier League wage when we got promoted to fend off interest from Brighton and Palace. Apparently, he was close to Brighton. So mixed with all that, he genuinely had burnout from going at it for 5 years. He's all in, long hours, first one in the training ground and last one to leave. He's a zealot. He's one of those guys.
Mm.
Burned him out. There was no way out of Ipswich without leaving. And so he'll come back in at some point. So that's what, it's a mixture of things.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I think it was today it was confirmed that Paraguayan striker who was with them for a brief period at the end of their last spell in the Premier League 2 seasons ago, Julio Enciso is signing, or has signed. So if you take from Issa Diop, Darrow, Shea at centre back, Mehmeti, Enciso midfield, I think Dyson Maeda is
I,
a
I love
really good
that.
signing.
Love that
R-
signing.
You like him a lot, right?
Yeah, huge fan.
Yeah, and they've got a new Brazilian signing who feels like he has a high ceiling, or we've been told he has in Emerson. There feels like there's something there, and something more than I can see from Hull and Coventry.
Yeah, Ipswich was my answer as well. And like you, it's almost by default, but I also do feel like, um, you know, I do feel like they're doing a little bit of the things that you have to do when you get promoted if you want to make a run at it, which is spend a little bit, and sign, like you said, sign some guys that have some Premier League experience, like Issa Diop. I know Dyson Maeda wasn't in the Premier League, but big game experience with Celtic,
Mm.
Japan. Yeah, they would definitely be my answer as well. Uh, I know on the last pod on part one you expressed your concerns over Coventry City, and then the other newly promoted side is Hull. Um, JJ, this is a stat from Opta about Hull City.
Oh God.
Hull City's promotion came as an enormous surprise, even more so if you glance at their underlying numbers. Their
Mm.
total of 53.1 expected points was better than only bottom side Sheffield Wednesday, but they somehow reached the playoffs and eventually won them with 73 points. I I think Hull, if they're not careful, we could be looking at a team in the running for one of the worst Premier League teams we've ever seen. Apologies to our many, many Hull
I
City listeners.
I wonder. Do Hull City in the Premier League does not traverse our time as a podcast? I don't believe.
Yeah,
Not were they back?
they were up in 16, 17.
Oh, were they?
Wasn't that the last time they were in the Premier League?
Oh, maybe you're right. Oh God. Okay.
Pretty sure.
So maybe we hoovered up some because we were doing Helpa fans then.
Do you think we handed them out to him? I don't
Oh
know.
man, we have done things like that before
Yeah,
with Stoke City in particular.
yeah,
Look,
yeah. Good point.
look, those numbers, they were a favorite for relegation at the start of last season's championship, and the numbers did not disappoint. They scraped in just ahead of Wrexham. And then the skullduggery that went on with Southampton, I think Southampton beat them if they're in the final, to be honest with you. So
Um,
I'm not saying they're a bogus team, but they faced they had easier opposition in that final. Meeting Middlesbrough instead of Sunderland was better for them.
JJ, allow me to read some of the names from the Hull City squad of 2016, 2017, the last time they were in the Premier League.
Go on.
Okay, ready?
Go.
Leading goal scorer with seven. Not an overwhelming. They didn't score a lot of goals. Robert Snodgrass.
Oh, okay. For Norwich guy.
But here we go. Ready for this? 31 starts from fullback position. Andy Robertson.
Oh, that's right. That's
25 starts at center back. Harry Maguire. 23 starts in the midfield. Former Tottenham midfielder Tom Huddleston. Um, Boy, they really rated Tottenham. Jake Livermore made 20 starts. Michael
yeah,
Dawson made 19 starts.
worked out well, didn't it?
They really, a
Was
lot
Steve
of
Bruce
former
manager for a while in 16
Ryan
17?
Mason. I mean, they got a lot of former Spurs in there. Um,
Was that the club Brian Mason was seriously injured at?
yeah, yeah. Who else would you know here? Ahmed El Mohammadi
Oh
was on
yeah.
that team. Uh, Abel Hernandez, um, Lazar Markovic. Wasn't he a former Liverpool player?
Lazar Markovic. Yeah. At
David
that point,
Myler. Didn't he get into it with House
David
of
My
Cards?
Pards
Didn't Pards headbutt him?
head butted Myler.
Yeah. Fascinating team, 2016, 2017, Hull
Wow.
City.
There was more levels to that team than I had. Sorry, tell me who the manager was. Was it Steve Bruce for a while?
Oh, let's see. Doesn't say on this page. I'll have to find that for you.
Hold on a second.
Um,
Oh,
was it?
started with Steve Bruce.
Okay.
caretaker turned permanent boss Mike Phelan. And
Oh,
then this was where Marco Silva came in, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is a joke." He's managed at Olymp. Remember the Saturday crew on Sky were slagging him off famously. What was he now about the Premier League? Ugh.
oh yeah, yeah, that's right. I do remember that.
Wow.
Yeah. So Hull City actually 3 years in the life of this podcast, they have been in the Premier League. 16, 17, 14, 15, and our inaugural, like near the end of the 13,
Man, have I
14.
disrespected them. Completely
Well, they
forgotten
did
about
drop
them.
down to League One during COVID.
Yeah.
So they certainly had fallen off the radar a little bit there. But yeah, back in the Premier League. We'll see how long it lasts. My
Okay.
prediction, not very long. All right, next question, JJ. This is kind of one for me. I apologize. You can certainly get in on this, but
Can I give you my one quickly?
well,
So
let me
ask
ask
it.
the question first.
Oh, okay.
Is there, I put this in because it usually comes up when we used to do Premier League season preview mailbags. So I still wanted to include it. Is there anyone on the Andy's People watch list heading into the season?
I think Nico O'Reilly is there.
Oh, okay.
I think Nico O'Reilly is the kind of guy that you'll just love.
I really do like him
Versatile,
a lot.
skillful, can play in so many different positions, technically just so good. 6'3" or 6'4" or something. Unit, just a an everyman, but crucially a man of the Andes.
Um,
I think he's
yeah, I really like him. Sure. I'll put him on the watch
all
list.
right.
So the one I went with, this might be cheating. I'm trying to remember last season if I already included him, but I wasn't sure. So I guess I'm just going to reiterate. Kevin Schade from Brentford.
Oh, you loved him, but I don't know if he ever went on a watch list.
I don't know.
By the way, watch
It
list.
doesn't, it doesn't sound like a
We
place where
got
you want to be, but
gotta find a better word. We're making him sound like he was in the IRA.
have you seen this man? Um,
Wanted
but yeah, I may have mentioned him last season. His run from from
from the
Christmas
law.
his run from like Christmas through like the holiday period through the first week of January was really impressive. He had that hat trick against Bournemouth, then back-to-back matches registering assists, but then he got sent off against Villa, missed a couple matches through the suspension, and his effectiveness wasn't quite the same afterward. He scored on February 28th, and then he didn't score again until the last match week of the season, May 24th against Liverpool. But I really like the player, exciting player, fast, shown some, especially I remember that hat trick, some like really high quality finishing ability. He's still pretty young, 24 years old. He'll be 25 in November, entering his prime years, very much on the watch list heading into the season. Kevin Schade.
Huh. Can I just admit something embarrassing? And it never fails to happen.
What?
I enjoyed watching him play last season. He suits a team that plays in transition that way.
Mm,
I every time he'd score, every time he'd do anything, Sade's smooth operator. I would hum it to
nice.
myself right in my head.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's embarrassing though, isn't it?
No, why? It makes total sense.
Because I do the little breakdown. No need to ask. He's a smooth operator. Smooth operator. Oh,
I mean, that should be, I don't know what Brentford fans sing when he does something well, but like there should be a song kind of with that. It's like perfect.
do you think if they ever won anything, they'd invite Sade to sing Smooth Operator?
I think if he played a crucial role in whatever it was that happened, yeah, I think that would make a lot of sense.
Okay.
That's important. Good. All right. Next one, JJ. Oh, I'm excited for this.
Oh,
What's a prominent movie title that you would apply to a player or club this upcoming season?
can I go first?
Uh-huh.
Cinderella Man, 2005, Jack Grealish. Successful athlete, falls on hard times, literally ends up working on the docks. You get what I'm saying?
The Bramley Moore?
Yes. Gets a chance and launches a stunning comeback. Jack Grealish. Yet to play out, by the way.
Yeah.
Only the first two parts of that. But it's being serious for a second. because
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is a serious one. Like it is a massive season for Grealish.
I mean,
I mean, every season is now really.
next stop MLS.
Oh, he can't go on like this. And I still think there's very much a sense of drift um in his career, and that injury just may have come at the right time in sense in this. No, it's not at the right time,
Yeah.
but you don't want a serious injury. But focusing the mind just on football, back to football. Um, I liked the little bits we saw at Everton. I
I
did.
know. He started really brightly for them. What was it? 4 assists through the first 2 games, was it? Or
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Remember that performance?
he's a caught offside favorite. Like he was one of the original Andy's people.
Yeah,
Him
and
and
it seems
Charlie Austin.
like I feel like he wasn't long after he was injured. Was he in a boot, and he went for a few drinks, and I don't know, maybe it wasn't his friends, but whoever took the pictures of him dozing or asleep.
Mhm.
Next thing they're in the all over online and in the papers and things like that. Yeah, it's just I know he's a treble winner. You have to remind yourself of that.
And was not a passenger on that team.
But that was his only real season at City where you can say he was integral, a part, a huge guy.
It's almost weird when you go back and see highlights. It's such an iconic season. I mean, trebles don't happen very often to any team, especially in the Premier League.
Mm.
Um, and when you go back and see highlights from that season, he's so like he's in them.
Yeah.
He's doing like he's such a part of it.
But
It's almost it feels like such an outlier, but that was such a profound season.
and as profound as that season was, it never led to being central for England. He's never been central for England.
Yeah.
He's less than central now. He's not even he can't
No,
even
it's
see
I
central.
think
He's
it's over.
peripheral.
It's over. His England career is
That,
over.
that is
Definitely.
I,
And I
I
love him. I'm
but I
not
agree
happy to say
but I
this.
but I agree with you. But
Yeah.
that's terrible. I think his career outside of that treble season, which is carrying a lot of weight. It's not been what was expected, and there is still time to do good things, but the clock is ticking.
By the
Uh,
way, I should say, um, it doesn't all, I don't know, maybe it gets more shine than I think. I think Cinderella Man is a spectacularly underrated sports movie.
it never gets mentioned, or I never hear it get mentioned.
I think it's a great, first of all, it's a great story, true story.
Yeah,
Boxing movies generally lend themselves to being good stories. They just do. But like it's also a great period piece of like the Depression era New
20, yeah,
York. And where's he? He's in Jersey, Bergen
yes,
County. Um, but it's a great story almost on two fronts. I think it's a really well done movie. The boxing scenes are really good.
yeah.
Even like right down to like the crowd, like sometimes crowd noise in movies doesn't quite hit. Like crowd levels are great. The announcer for the fights is awesome. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's a really Russell
Mm,
Crowe's awesome in it. It's a
I
good
might go
movie.
back and watch it this weekend because it's been a while.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe's brilliant in it. And then I've just one quick one,
Oh,
based on something I saw today. Emiliano Martinez, The Terminal.
the Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah. Now he's not quite trapped in a terminal, but he's always right on his way out. The last 2-3 seasons, he's been on his way out the door, and then it's not happening.
That is the
This
plot of that movie.
this man can't get out of the airport. He just can't. And
Wow, what a reference.
back to Villa he goes.
What a reference. Stanley Tucci, I think, is the kind of the villain, I guess, in that movie.
I watched 45 minutes of The Devil Wears Prada 2 on the
Okay.
plane, and
No
then I
good?
tapped out. Oh, just no.
Interesting.
Whatever bit the first one had, whatever little bit of something the first movie had. And I love Hathaway. I have a thing for Hathaway.
Oh, really?
I don't know why. Oh well, apparently she is attractive and a good actress, but like um a lot of people find her irritating. Um even for Hathaway, I could go no longer than 45 minutes. Just
Okay.
no, no, no.
I'll cross it off my list. Um,
It was not.
no, definitely not. Wasn't on my list. I've heard the first one is actually really, really good. I
First
haven't seen it, but I would.
the first one had a bit about it. I will say that.
I've heard it's really good. All right, JJ, I went with Anchorman and Ron Burgundy in my version of Anchorman is Antonin Kinski. So
You're gonna have to settle this one.
you got it, buddy. So Ron Burgundy's "Go fuck yourself" San Diego moment was
Oh, okay.
that was Antonin Kinski
Against
getting
Atleti.
subbed off in the 17th minute of a Champions League match after conceding 3 goals, 2 of which were horrifying mistakes.
Okay.
That was his "Go F yourself, San Diego." A completely humiliated Burgundy walking down the street saying milk was a bad choice. That was Kinski's moment walking down the tunnel in shame. Ron would never work in TV news again. Kinski would never play for Spurs again. These were certainties. But
Except
but then in Anchorman, Veronica Corningstone went missing for the biggest story of the year, Ling Wong, a panda giving birth at the San Diego Zoo. And for Tottenham, Guglielmo Vicario went down with an injury at the biggest moment of the season, with Tottenham battling for their Premier League existence. KVWN had no choice but to summon Burgundy back into action, and he made the most of it. Spurs had no choice but to summon Kinski back into action, and he very much made the most of it. Next thing you know, Ron's landing a gig with GNN Global News Network, and Kinski's entering the 2026-2027 campaign as Tottenham's #1 keeper. To quote Vince Vaughn's character, Wes Mantooth, today, redemption is spelled Kinsky.
that's magnificent. And it works. It absolutely works. Can I suggest that what's the actor who does is it the Brian Fontana? Can I suggest Brian Fontana
Paul Rudd? Yeah.
is Christian Romero with,
Wait a
because he
minute.
repulses so many people and he puts on Sex Panther by Odeon and just stinks out the place.
But he's a beloved figure. Can't have the
Well,
can't have
Christian
the news
Romero
team.
probably Christian Romero was probably beloved up until the last 3 months of Tottenham time. So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
There
very
you go.
good. Very good. This segment actually worked.
Oh, good. I agree.
You can only imagine the perspiration coming from my forehead trying to force heat.
Were you
into
close?
this.
What were you going with?
So I had Arteta because of like, I'm on fire, on fire.
That's
Remember
right.
that whole
Yeah,
thing?
that weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had him as and he looks. I'm going to be very careful what I say. He is not, but acts coked up on the sideline. Like he's a bundle of energy and saying weird stuff. So I thought this guy works perfectly as Al Pacino's character. This works, but I couldn't figure out who he's chasing. The only way I could figure it was that he's chasing down Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique is Neil McCauley.
All right.
Right? So that's what I was working on. It didn't. Vincent Hanna, Mikel Arteta, Neil McCauley, Luis Enrique. How you doing? Can I buy you a cup of coffee? Sure. Okay, follow me.
Who would he say the
3
the
years at Man City.
Who would if he Arteta screaming the line, "She's got a great ass."
Yes.
You got your head all the way up it. Who would that be about?
The she would have Nasser Al Khalifi. He's got a great ass.
When I think of asses,
When I think something comes out of me. You can tell it's forcing. You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah.
And like Luis Enrique delivering the line, like, how would I do the diner scene? Guy told me one time, never let yourself get attached to what? Oh, never let yourself get attached to a forward line of Messi, Neymar, Mbappe before you feel the heat around the corner. You see, I couldn't do it. It didn't
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
couldn't.
But you tried, and
I
that's
oh so hard. I'm just back from LA. I was
yeah.
insufferable. I was
You
in
sent me pictures from the
Bob's.
rest. Yeah, where he went to pick up his the driver, right?
Yeah, where the phone call is made that the initial driver is being tailed by the FBI. He can't, and the police, he can't shake the tail, and he's literally in the diner, and there's an ex-con working there, and he's going to get this guy to do the driving,
Yeah.
which didn't end
All
up
right.
well.
Well, there you go. Yeah, well, we'll keep that segment in the back of our minds during the course of the
Next
season.
year, I promise you, I'm going to figure out heat.
Okay. You got a year. You got 360 something days.
Give me all you got.
All right. Which player needs to have a big season? Can I go? This is probably like my quickest one.
Oh,
Um,
I've got like, yeah, it's easy.
okay. So I said Isak.
Isaac.
You said him too?
Yeah, can't be a striker for that. Can't be a striker for that amount of money. Can't have done as little last season. Like if he doesn't have a good season this season, Liverpool will look to get rid. Where does he go? He'll be pushing 30 if he's not 30 already. Uh does that
Out probably out of the Premier League, right? Like,
oh
does he go to like Serie A,
I,
or
somewhere anyway, somewhere more gentle because his body.
back to Spain, right? He was originally in Spain.
So this is like make or break.
Yeah, I mean, and like it's his team now. In a weird, I
Yeah,
mean, not entirely. Van Dijk is obviously still there. Like there
he's
are
the
still, but like you said, he's the expensive centerpiece signing.
yeah.
Salah's gone. Ekatike's out. You were the star who was brought in. You got your mulligan year. You don't get another one. Are you still a serious
No,
star striker, or were you
no.
just in the right situation at Newcastle?
One of his best moments was slotting home against Tottenham before he was literally red card fouled by Mickey Van de Ven. I don't want to relitigate that, but that was not his fault.
Not
That
right.
injury wasn't his fault. But I agree with you. There's no more mulligans with this.
No.
Also, see Johan Wissa, Benjamin Sesko, Florian Wirtz. All those guys have to have big seasons.
Yeah. All right. Next one, JJ, as we keep it moving here on part two of our 20 Big Question EPL season preview podcast. Give me a breakout player of the year candidate.
So I didn't have a great um, feel for this one at all.
Yeah, my answer
I,
is wild.
I went for Christos Solis.
Oh, okay.
Like the numbers for Bruges are fantastic. He is very versatile as an attacker, and you needed someone in to give you something beyond Leandro Trossard when you let him go, which we were kind of shocked by. This one makes sense, and like there is a certain part of people that's like, well, he once upon a time he was in England and it didn't work out. There's almost that kind of, and even more profound with Gyökeres after the Brighton goes away, is spectacular, goes to Arsenal, comes back. We have reservations. There's that kind of reaction, but I think this could work out really well. And another player come in from Bruges at Brentford, who he's 19, but like I said, should there be a fall off from Thiago? K Furo, um, tall striker, rangy striker, but seems to have an eye for goal. So, like, I'm going to say Solis.
Okay. I think that's a good answer. Um, yeah, mine is out there a little bit, but when I was thinking about this, sometimes we talk when certain teams play each other, like if Bournemouth plays Brighton, it's like what do we call it always? Like the well-run club derby.
Yeah.
Like there's some of those clubs. And so I kind of wanted to hone in on one of those teams and just see, okay, well, who is a young player that they brought in? Because those teams that we term to be the well-run clubs that are sort of mid-table but never really relegation threatened, their signings are very intentional. Like not, they don't spend money without a reason for it. And I just trust that those kinds of clubs are going to bring players through the right way. So all that is to say, I looked at Brighton, one of those teams that I feel like very intentional with their signings and how they spend money and who they want. And I went with 19-year-old Nigerian forward Zadok Johanna. So he signed for Brighton this summer. Um, and here was the write up on him, on Johanna, on the Premier League's website. The South Coast club signed the Nigerian from AIK this summer for a Swedish record fee. Bold and direct, Johanna led the way in the Swedish top flight for most dribbles per match, most take-ons into the box, most take-ons inside the box. He had the joint most take-ons that led to a shot. He sounds like a really young, exciting player who
Mm.
wants to be on the ball, wants to go at defenders. I love watching players like that. It's possible that the adjustment from the Swedish league to the Premier League and being that kind of player, I might be taking a bite at the apple a little prematurely here, but I just enjoy, like, it feels like a Jeremy Doku type of player. And I just enjoy those guys so much. And I respect Brighton's ability to find these guys and bring them through. And so I'm gonna watch him this season. He's gonna be, like I said, he's probably coming in a little bit under the radar, and he's young, and it may be an adjustment, but um, he's my candidate right now for a breakout player to watch.
That's a good shout. I would just like to mention I don't have any clue about this, but I'm curious about what kind of season Max Dowman's going to have.
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
what kind of usage, what kind of minutes. Still very young, but showed so much last season in a few cameos. And I think it's hard for a goalkeeper to be a breakout star, but I think James Trafford finally establishing himself with a home at Leeds. I think Leeds is built for him, for this guy. He was so disappointed last season, was under some kind of not agreement, but understanding he'd be number one, and the next thing they signed Donnarumma. Heartbreaking for him, but he's young enough. He is only, I think, 23, so he's a real chance. And I think Leeds is built for him. They've been crying out for a goalkeeper for so long, and if he is as good as a lot of people think he is, and he certainly thinks himself, then that's a great fit.
Yeah. Yeah, the Dowman one is really interesting to me.
How do
You
you
know,
like manage these minutes for these children?
well, we talked about it on the last pod, on the part one. Um, who was the young player you're talking about from United?
Jacob
Jacob Devaney.
Devaney, yeah.
Like, I mean, Max Dowman, obviously there's more hype and notoriety around him, but it does feel like a similar situation where, like, again, probably too good to send out on loan. You want him around your team and like kind of learning the Arsenal culture and the Arsenal way because he's probably been identified as a huge centerpiece of their future. But like, are you stunting his growth if he's not playing enough? And I just don't know. Like, he'll make some appearances, of course, but I mean, Arsenal are defending champions. Like they're an incredible team. Is there an obvious pathway for him to see regular minutes? And he's such a highly thought of player. You don't want to see him get stunted in some way. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
no.
just, it's very challenging. Like I said on the last pod, I don't know what the right answer is with these young players on big clubs that go out and buy huge talent like
Yeah.
and fill those slots. It's hard. It's very difficult. All right, next question. All right, here we go, JJ. Let's go through the American players. Wright, Robinson, Adams, Aronson, Richards. I'm not going to say Gozo yet.
Okay.
It's at time of recording. By the time you're hearing this, it's possible this has changed, but it's not official yet. So I'll leave him out.
But the
If you want
answer
to bring him
to
up, you can bring him in. But who are you feeling good about? Who are you worried about? Let's roll through them quickly here.
So I'll do it quickly. Haji Wright, the highest level he has ever played at. It's a massive challenge to prove that he's a Premier League striker. I'm not sure that he is. I think he's a good to decent championship striker,
Okay.
but there hasn't been a challenge in his career, which has been long and winding, that he hasn't met. So let's just see.
What's real quick before you move off him? Let's assign a number to it. And I know there's more to a striker. Like it's not just about how many goals you score, but it's kind of number one on the list of responsibilities for a striker. What's the number that if he reached it, you'd be like, you know what? Well done.
15.
Whoa. Now that is
It's too high.
That's too high.
They're going to
That's not.
need
But
that.
they're gonna suck. Like they're not gonna have. They're not even gonna have. No one would score 15 goals for them.
Okay,
Holland might not.
that's what they need.
I was gonna say
He's
like
got to be
9.
9. I think he's got. All right. Okay, let me modify then. 10, 11. He's got to
All
get in
right.
there. He's got to get in there. Um.
He had 17 last season.
Okay, and that's in the
I
champ. Yeah,
I know.
they
That's
need and they were fairly relatively free scoring if I remember correctly. They need like let's not talk about what he needs to do or what we'd be happy with. They need 15 minimum.
well. Who did they
Um,
just? They just brought someone in who might compete for minutes with him. Was it Taiwo Awoniyi? Awoniyi, I think they just brought in.
did they really? Was that
I
today?
thought I saw that.
Check that out while I roll on.
Okay.
Um, Anthony Robinson, worrying last few seasons, injury wise,
Yeah,
decent World Cup.
real Awoniyi has signed with Coventry City from Nottingham Forest.
Okay, again, like has looked fine in patches for Forest, but certainly not an
No,
automatic
not
goal
the
kick.
answer, but he
But
could eat
you get
into Haji Wright's minutes.
well, that's true too. And maybe that's they're addressing their concerns about Haji Wright. Robinson, injury wise, worrying last few seasons. Decent World Cup, albeit very poor performance versus Belgium. Needs a reset season, get back in a groove. That's what he needs. And I think we saw that towards the end of last season. Uh,
Yeah, I hope so. He just turned 29, not a young player anymore. I love him. I mean, he's really one of my all-time favorite U.S. men's national team players.
yeah.
His 10 assist season at Fulham in 24-25. I do worry. It's not out of bounds to suggest that we've seen his best season.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, players don't get better, don't really generally get better in this age profile, and
Especially
certainly
those with a chronic knee issue.
certainly not those with injuries. Tyler Adams, new manager, but should be favored by him. Marco Rose should be not a totally alien system to him. I'm expecting him to keep going in the same direction. Staying fit is his thing. Will always be his thing. Staying fit. Brendan Aronson.
If Adams stays fit,
Yeah.
I think I don't think it's crazy. He should have his sights set on ending this season as being one of the best defensive midfielders in the league. Like that should be his goal this season. He's probably got one more chance at like if he wants to play Bournemouth, it's a big club. They're in the Premier League. They finished sixth last season. Like that's great. But like if he wants to be at a true big club, I think he's got one more crack at it. And he should have his sights set on that at the end of this year
Well,
to be one of those guys.
just to temper Leeds fans who will be roaring that he was at Leeds. I understand what you're saying. United did show interest last season in signing him in January, and obviously there was no way Bournemouth were going to let go.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
He's got to stay healthy. That's the question, and
It's just,
that's tough. It's
um,
he's a very physical player. Um,
it's hard for him to stay fit.
runs a ton. Like yeah,
Yeah, but he is kind of in his movement and the way he plays. He's more of a modern midfielder than, and like what a goal he scored last season from the halfway
Yeah.
line. That was brilliant. Anyway, Brendan Aronson, more of the same with more end product is what I would say. Like,
he's had a good preseason.
yeah, I think generally Aronson is in a good spot at Leeds.
Mhm.
Like there's no more looking to shunt him out on loan. That's very, very good. And Richards, broadly happy with Richards. Again,
Yeah.
that injury that denied him a place in the Conference League final, that was really disappointing. But then he had his sights set on the World Cup. But you can't not be happy with his position at Crystal Palace.
Feel great about him. Feel
Yeah.
like he's. I mean, who is Palace's captain? The same way I feel that Richards is like a captain in waiting for the U.S. I don't know how. Like if he's a Crystal Palace man, like if he's going to be there for the foreseeable future, center backs are oftentimes good candidates for that, for to wear the captain's armband. I feel like he could be
But Dean Henderson had it after Mark Gahey left.
okay. It could be tough to take it away from him. But yeah, I mean, with Max Lacroix is out, he's gone off to Chelsea. Like Richards is now kind of the man at center back, and I think he's up for it. I think he can handle it. I think he's, yeah, I've got only good feelings about him this season. All right.
Okay.
And he might have an American teammate by the time you're listening to this.
Yes.
I don't know if it's, I read something. So the medical with Gozo sounds like it happened. And I was reading, you don't know what's real, what's not on social media, but I was reading something about kind of waiting for visa issues to resolve themselves. I don't know how that works, but hopefully it's all formalities because
Oh,
I'd love to see it.
I wonder, did he have to hit a certain amount of professional minutes? That might be it. He may not have enough games up in MLS.
Hmm. I don't know. All right. Well, we'll see. See what happens there. Hopefully it sorts itself out because I'd like to see him challenge himself. I think he's ready for it. All right. Next question, JJ. The World Cup brought in many new soccer fans this summer. Some of those new fans will be looking for a Premier League club to follow this season. If you could recommend one team to support right now, who would it be?
I had no answer for this whatsoever.
Oh, really?
I
Couldn't
really
even
struggled
muster up
with
a
this one.
response.
No, I had responses, and every one of them I was like, but yeah. I was just like
I mean,
humming and
we used
hawing
to do Help a
because you
Fan.
don't. Yeah, but you don't. So like, you don't. There's three teams out because you would Hull City, Ipswich, or Coventry. You could have the most amazing time supporting those clubs, but you're going to have to accept that you're going to be supporting them in the championship very soon.
Right.
Okay, the Fulhams of the world. I feel like it's easy. Like they're easy ones to give to Americans, because they have this. There's some kind of connection there. I think Everton would be a good team to get in and support right now. I would recommend, if it wasn't for their ownership, I would say Newcastle to a lot of people. Not because okay they're
Hmm.
going to have a difficult season ahead, but unbelievable supporters, great football culture, something you can really connect with. And I feel like Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, those are all City. They're like these are bland and easy suggestions. I think I think what you do is you watch it. If you're new to the game, you're sucked in. Watch the games. Find out for yourself the team you connect with, the team that makes you feel something. It can't be ascribed by us.
But it was hundreds of times.
It was through a yeah, but it was per individual and it was done through a questionnaire.
I know. And we really like, when I think back about how like, so we used to do what was called our Caught Offside Help a Fan program. And we posted a questionnaire. I forget how many questions, but a decent number of questions
Oh yeah.
of like very random assortment of questions. Some of them were sports related. Do you gravitate towards an underdog or a dominant team? Do you like flashy or gritty? Like, and then we asked
Are you
people
working class or middle class? I
TV
mean,
shows that they liked, characters they related to, like a whole list of questions like that. And literally, we would pour over them. Really, like I remember, like we would divvy it up because it was a lot for one person to do, and so we would divvy them up and really think of through, and we would assign teams based on
and we'd give
people.
reasons and explanations and send
Yeah,
them out. I remember being in Portland, right, on vacation, and I dived into a bar and I just said to Darcy, I said, "You got to give me an hour here
yeah.
because I got to get through these."
So yeah, we used to do that, and we would assign teams to people that way. And so when I was going through this question, which is sort of a dumbed down version of that, um, I was sort of thinking about some of the people that we would, you mentioned before how like the people we gave Stoke City to, and for some of those people, it really stuck.
Oh, it did.
But I have a couple friends that got one of my buddies, one of my best friends got Newcastle, but like back when we were doing this, it was like Yo-Yo Club Newcastle, and he was just not. It was like, dude, why are you giving me like I'm not gonna keep up with this. Like,
See, I
why'd you do this to me?
so
So
he's not really a good fan then.
so I kind of like I kept thinking about that. Is a
Oh,
soccer noob gonna be satisfied if I'm like, hey, you're a Brentford fan now? They're really well run.
you
You
see,
know, like
I see
I
that's
just
the
don't
fun.
know. I don't know that they're gonna want that. So I did go with United. I went with
Uh,
Manchester United. I know it's lame, but I feel like some of the
hey, I
lameness,
really like the NFL. Who should I support? And someone I just hands you like,
the star, I know,
you know.
but like some of the lameness of becoming a United fan used to be because they just won every year and it was so easy, but like they're not that club anymore. Um, so like you kind of do, you don't necessarily have the bandwagon label that you would have if you got into this in like 2014 when we were doing this and handing the teams out. Um, obviously they're a hugely popular club. They're going to be on TV a lot. Accessibility is top notch for them. Um, they're not going to get relegated. So you're going to be in the Premier League. It feels like they've been down for a while, but I feel like maybe, I know you talked about you've got really good feelings about Carrick. He's somebody you'd play for. Um, so you can you feel good about the coach. Maybe you're catching them on the way back up. A lot of history to sink your teeth into. So I didn't. I agree with you. This question was not easy for me. I struggled
Because you
with it
don't have
too.
someone in mind either. Like in Help a
Right.
Fan,
There might be some people who are like, no, give me Brighton. Like I want some like kind of off the radar. I don't want one of the big six or
look
whatever.
at Bill Simmons declaring for Spurs.
He did that though like 20 years ago, I thought. But then
But
I saw he like redid it.
he redid it because I don't think he took it seriously.
No, he didn't. But yeah, I did notice that. But I don't know why should I believe like he's going to take it seriously now? Maybe. I don't know. Um, but yeah, you're right. It's tough because it's so personal and as to what you want and what you're looking for in a club. Um, but yeah, I kept thinking about my buddy who was like, dude, like you gave me a club who just got relegated. Like I'm not going to stick with
I
this.
mean,
Remember we gave Brownshire QPR and like he followed it for a little, but then they got relegated. He's like, oh, I'm out, not sticking with this. For someone who's brand new to the sport, eh, maybe you kind
I
of gotta
know,
like
but that's why you
ease
need
them
the
in with something fun,
You know what? Give them the let them do their
I
organic
know. No,
connection.
you're
If it's,
right. You're right.
but
Yeah.
I got you.
Well, there you go. All right. Next question, JJ. Um, give me your short list for player of the season candidates,
This is such
and with your winner as well.
um Semenyo, Gabriel, Tonali.
Whoa.
Well, I figure if Tottenham fly up the table, he'll be central to it and he'll be in the conversation. Guimaraes, I just think he fits. I don't want to sound like Logan Roy. It works. It makes sense. Bruno Fernandes, I think he'll be in it again. And then I'm thinking Arsenal, I feel like will be Campeones. Uh, Christos Solis will be in the mix as well.
Wow.
Um,
Um, so, okay, you want to give me your winner?
Bruno Guimaraes.
Um, so you listed more than I have. I have three.
Oh, I just names were coming to me. I was trying to like figure out what this could look like. Um, yeah, I was doing my own kind of simulation of the season. So
Okay. No, that makes sense. Um, so I went with my standard Erling Haaland. Um, then this one is emerging as a standard for me too. Uh, Bukayo Saka. I just, I don't know. Stay healthy, and I feel like
mm,
the sky's the limit. And then my third one, I went with Morgan Rogers.
mm.
My winner, I'm gonna say Bukayo Saka.
Wow. So this is going to be, I know he just won a league, but this will feel like a bounce back season for him. He'll be at
Yeah.
his full peak of health. He'll be fully contributing all the time. A bit of a gamble.
So let's allow that to run into our next big prediction here.
Mm.
Assuming that the Premier League will send 5 teams to the Champions League again this season, give me your top five in order, 5 to 1.
This I feel awful about.
Oh
Like
yeah,
yeah, this one I don't feel
I
great
feel actually there's some stuff here. There's a couple teams we haven't really spoken much about. We're gonna have to do that here.
about.
Give me yours.
I don't think there's currently that much between. Well, I don't know. I'd say Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, City, even though I have serious doubts. Arsenal.
We are almost identical. I
Oof.
went number 5, United, fourth, Liverpool,
Oh,
third City, second Chelsea,
oh,
and I have Arsenal winning as well.
no.
So we've gone through almost all 20 questions here. We haven't really spoken much about Manchester City and Chelsea. So City, obviously, we got to talk about what just happened and then losing Rodri. Uh, this is this is a really fragile time and season for this club. And I'm
Hmm.
not even talking about the 115 charges, which I've given up on. I've just given up on that.
Did you see? I haven't clicked on the article yet. I think it was from the Guardian. How this may still take years.
Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Um, it's a frat. I mean, Rodri is just so important and great and has been so vital to this era of their success. Bernardo Silva, like I think losing him is a big deal for
Yeah.
Manchester City. Pep Guardiola, like the face of all of this, the mind behind all of this. Um, those are a few really big departures. And look, it's Manchester City, so they're still good, and like that's why they're still in my top three. And who knows, maybe it's a three-team title race. Um, but I don't think they're like I just don't see them winning this title. I'm super curious about Phil Foden. I just love the player, and I'm trying to figure out who he is. Is he the guy who won Player of the Season a couple years ago, or is he whatever it was that happened last season? Semenyo, I know you included as one of your favorites for Player of the Season. I love Semenyo, Doku, Cherky, um, Nico O'Reilly, who you mentioned, Elliot Anderson, who I was huge, loved at Forest and really impressed with at this World Cup. Like they're really, really good, but I can't help it. There is part of me that feels like, and they maybe have already taken a step back in that they haven't won either of the last two Premier Leagues, but I feel like there might even be another step back that they could take this season. This just feels like a little bit of a transition year.
I agree with you. The base of that midfield in the charity, or sorry, the Community Shield, Elliot Anderson and Kovacic.
Kovacic, I mean, like when I saw, no offense to him, he's had a really good career, but when I saw him, is he actually part of their first 11? When I saw him start in that game, I was like, oh, City aren't really taking this as seriously as a regular cup.
Oh, I mean,
What position is Nico O'Reilly? Like I view him as a fullback, but
Nico O'Reilly could play in there if you had to.
so like
So, but I mean, also don't forget your other options to step into midfield when he was playing centre back was John Stones.
I know.
Yeah. Um, I mean, Kovacic looked washed. Remember the that dramatic game at Brighton last season, towards the end of last season. Was it Brighton? It was the late City. It was a draw. It pretty much handed Arsenal the title. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But
But was that
Kovacic.
Everton, the 3-3?
Oh well, no, sorry, that was Everton.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Why did I think Brighton? Everton. You're right. Do you know what I got there? I got new ground blindness. You can always think of the ground, but Hill
Right.
Dickey is new. So I
Right.
thought, Brighton. Um,
Yeah,
and
I don't know.
Kovacic came in, man, and he was just so far off it. It was crazy. But
I now I
but
will say,
I think what's ahead is kind of the weight of creativity that now kind of falls on Phil Foden is huge.
yeah.
Now look, there, Rayan Cherokee is just sat there. Um, I wonder. uh, you'd kind of expect to see much more of him. Marmoush has done nothing for
I
City though.
know.
Marmoush has
Disappointing
been like
signing.
I feel like he came out of the gates flying, and then just faded away. Look, you're
By the
right.
way, by the time people are listening to this, also Enzo Fernandez could be a Manchester City player. I really think they're going to push for that. Savinho may be no longer a Manchester City player, so there's still things. Something's going to happen with them. I don't think the roster that they have at the time of recording right
Doing
now.
doing these predictions before a window closes, especially with the nature of the Premier League, it is difficult.
Yeah.
Um,
But I just feel like this is a weird year for them. And Holland, look, I love Erling Holland, and I think he's going to break records, and he's just going to have the most ridiculous career maybe that a striker's ever had in this league. Um, but like, it's can he carry a team? Like,
no,
let me
no,
rephrase
no,
that.
no is the answer.
Yeah,
He can carry a team in goals if he's getting the ball, but
right.
he's not gonna be like some kind of he's not even going to be Harry Kane. He's not going to
It
drop off and link it all together. It's not going to happen.
right. That's why it was always more De Bruyne to me. Like he was Manchester City is always like
He was
that's who I
emblematic
think
of
of.
what they are. So
Rodri won a Ballon d'Or while he was there, like yeah, so Holland he can you're right, when he gets service, he'll do what he can do, but there are stretches where he just won't. He won't impact the game in that same way. So yeah, I definitely wanted to mention them. And then we haven't spoken really much about Chelsea other than a couple mentions of Xabi Alonso. Uh, Once again, they have like just 1,000 players. Um, but there's a couple. I think they're
didn't they have nearly 60. Some I'm not maybe I'm exaggerating, but it was in like the 55, 56 range.
there's a ceiling for them that is high for me. That's why I have them finishing second and potentially pushing Arsenal. I love Morgan Rogers. I think that's a great signing, and I think that'll be good. But something that I find really interesting with regards to Chelsea, if you were thinking of, okay, who are players entering this Premier League season with a chip on their shoulder, like a really big chip? Cole Palmer missing out for England, huge chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
João
Although
Pedro missing out
maybe
for Brazil,
yeah.
huge chip on his shoulder. Xabi Alonso getting fired from Real Madrid when they were winning, but a mutiny was staged against him because the players just didn't like what he was doing. Oh, you don't think he's got something to prove? I feel like there are, and that could go. I don't know which way that goes. Um, that could always send guys down some kind of spiral where they're like playing for themselves and they get selfish, or like who knows how that can motivate a player.
See, what I agree with you, and what I've kind of tried to do is look at teams and think it in terms of a spine. Is there a spine of a team there?
Mhm.
Like the center backs, I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but
Lacroix and Colwell, right?
Lacroix and Colwell, I guess, yeah. Um, you've got experience in Reece James, a quality player, center mid, Caicedo on his day. We don't know what's happening with Enzo Fernandez. I like Morgan Rogers a lot. I like Cole Palmer even more. I think Pedro Neto is perfectly serviceable in what he can do. I think he's a good player, and I mean, you know what I think of their center forward who should have travelled to the World Cup. I mean, I couldn't get
I can't
over it.
believe he didn't go. It's crazy.
Crazy.
And Esteval coming
And
back.
Estevao as well coming back into it. I think he was on the bench against Real Sociedad. So look, there's something there, definitely. It is a lot of players, and you can't be 100% certain that had Xabi Alonso had his way, these are the players, he's inheriting the remnants of previous managers and a signing policy as well. So he has to come in and make that work. But if he can, there's something there. Now,
I mean,
whether
yeah,
will it be Leverkusen 2.0? I don't know yet.
I don't know either, but like I said, I've got him picked second. I have I kind of have a good feeling about them. Um, and then the one other one, unless you have something you want to say about Arsenal, who we both picked to repeat, which is a kind of an like that's a really hard thing to do. City kind of desensitized us a little bit to just how difficult it is to repeat as champions. But you and I are both picking Arsenal to do that. Um, Anything on? We talked a little bit about Manchester United, but I know you like the Yuri Tielemans signing. It seems like you
I,
like Michael Carrick.
I know. Well, I think Carrick. There was no choice but to give it to Carrick. Um, what was interesting that came up on Saturday was they got trounced by AC Milan and Ruben Amorim.
Yeah.
And some of the dispatches we were getting out of the camp, or some of the journalism we were hearing, was that United were so ramped up to go and beat AC Milan. Like they like not beat AC Milan, to beat Amarim, which I kind of found strange. Um, I still think they're pretty imperfect defensively. Andre Santos, I haven't seen enough of. I
I
can't
know.
comment on how that's going to work in midfield. I
50
like,
million.
yeah. Um, I like. I thought Cunha was great in spells last season. I'm a big Amad Diallo fan.
Yeah.
I just think, are they a bit lightweight in the center of the park again? Because it. I'm not saying you wanted to get you don't want another player like Casemiro, but you need someone to replace him, and that's not.
What is Kobe Mainu? Where do you see him? What is his role? Like he's one that I feel like he's good, but not reliably good at this point, if that makes sense. I don't
Yeah,
quite know what to make of him and his career at
I
this.
think it's well, he's only 21. I don't think it's kind of like advanced in the way people thought it would after Euro 2024. I think that much is pretty clear. Um, Amarim didn't trust him,
Yeah.
didn't fancy him. Um, I don't know. I mean, could he go in? Is he heavy, or is he like tough enough? Is he robust enough to go in and kind of straight into a Premier League midfield right now? And he's gonna change things. He's versatile. He's good on the ball. He can carry the ball into attack. Do you see him automatically playing at the base of United's midfield and going, that I'm comfortable with that?
I don't know.
I don't see that, to be honest with you, and I'm not sure that the manager really does either.
My two wild cards for them, in addition to Mainu, uh, I really liked what I saw from Patrick Dorgu before he got hurt. I'll be interested to see him come back in. And then JJ, you tell me, I don't know what to make of Marcus Rashford coming back to United. It
I
felt
don't
like
know.
he found his people at
Did,
Barcelona, and now
yeah,
he's been pulled back
but
into
they didn't.
this.
But they didn't want him, or they
I
couldn't
know.
afford to keep him. One or the
Yeah,
other. I would say
yeah.
it was probably the latter.
Combination of
Yeah,
maybe
probably
they
both.
could afford it, but they just wanted to have been getting more than whatever they think they're going to get from Marcus Rashford. I don't know. Um,
But like yeah, I don't know. I, it's funny because Carrick has kind of played it diplomatically. He's a Manchester United player. It's great having him around, etc. But it hasn't been effusive in. No, nobody is going to commit to saying Marcus is part of our plans now.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't see that he is. If you were asking me right now, if Carrick had a decision, if he could get rid of one of the players out of it, if it was like Shesko or Embuemo or Cunha, or someone had to go to keep Rashford, I don't see the player that he'd want to get rid of to keep Rashford, regardless of what he did to Barcelona. Who's
Yeah.
who's going? Who's making way?
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
so
But
I
his
don't know.
ceiling is high, which is what makes all this confusing. But will he ever reach it?
So yeah.
I don't know. Probably not. Yeah. All right. Interesting. So we both
Also,
have
just
Arsenal.
just one
So we
quick
have
one.
this. Yeah. Yeah.
Just one quick one. If I think he had a very good season last season, Sene Lamens. What happened in the World Cup is the kind of thing that sticks with a goalkeeper. Um, I would just can he psychologically get over that one quickly?
Anchorman 2. All right. Last one. Oh my God. Question
Oh,
20.
all right.
An old staple. It always rounds it out. What are you? I already know your answer, your effing answer. Same every year. What are you personally most excited about this season?
I have a new answer this season.
No.
Well, hang on. Don't
Okay.
worry. I'll maintain some of the usual.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm excited by uh the sense of wonder. No, I'm excited by there's a there's a little bit, more than a little bit, of flux now and of change and of we don't know what we're going to get. We just talked about Xabi Alonso at Chelsea. How can you not be excited to watch him there? But you're also like, he's got this collection of players that he just has to make something out of. Um, Michael Carrick is now permanent manager. The interim tag is gone. He's going to work. Can he do it? Is he good enough? Arsenal, can they retain it? Arteta is now the senior man,
I know.
which is crazy. Iraola at Liverpool, Maresca at Man City. All this, that kind of gets me excited. What Matthias Yassel will do at Newcastle, like it feels fun and it feels a little bit fresh, even though there'll be nothing fresh about a lot of these players who will be run ragged by December. But I'm excited for it. And I'm also on a personal note, Andrew,
Yeah.
as the air chills, as the winds blow in, is there anything nicer than an early kickoff coming in from the cold of the outside into the warmth of a bar with your friends to watch a game? It's pretty nice.
Yeah. The rhythms.
The rhythms. So
Uh,
I didn't go completely off piste there.
let's see. My answer is actually a little bit a little bit sappy and sentimental.
Oh, are you going to do poetry this time?
No, not quite. But if I wanted to write a poem about this, I suppose I could. Um, no, for me, so this summer, the World Cup, it was such a it felt like momentous for my kids, for Jack and Luke. Um,
Oh, he's talking about his kids again.
I know.
I'm joking. That is a joke,
No,
by the
but
way.
people there are definitely people that it's a tune out.
Can I
But like,
just quickly, when you were a single man, or when I mean single, when you were without child,
mhm.
and you get into those conversations usually with kind of elderly people sometimes, and they start telling you about their grandkids or other parents who start telling you about their kids. Were you were you? Oh God, not this.
Well, my thing, even as a producer, um, in hearing like our hosts or talent talk about their kids, like it's fine to a point because there is a section of your audience that will be interested that also has kids that finds it relatable. But I always do caution everyone to keep in mind that
Your kids stink.
no one will ever be as interested in your kids as you are.
Mm.
And just always remember that. Whatever you think that, their first words or their first step, like I know that's such a huge moment in your life, but most other people don't care at all. And they'll fake it to be polite, but like it's just not a big deal in their life. So you do have to remember that. But I bring it up just because the World Cup was a big moment for my kids. We had the tournament on our TV the whole summer, and it was what they wanted to watch. Jack especially it was wild. Um, that's what's going to be on our TV on Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings, and I'm fascinated and also I think cautiously excited to see if that interest from the summer continues into now watching this. They're still young. That needs to be accounted for. They're not going to sit there like I will to watch, a 90-minute game as often as I do. Um, but like it's going to be what's on TV. And, I'm used to in the past, it's not on TV because they want to watch some Minecraft YouTube video. And so I've got the game, it's relegated to my iPhone. But like, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that they know every player now. They know every team. When we play outside, like Luke divvies up, like, okay, you're Holland. Uh, Daddy, you like Tottenham, so you can be James Madison. Like that's what he does. And so like I'm very excited that like what are we in for with the start of the season? Because I feel like their interest is kind of exploded, and I'm excited to see how that translates beyond the World Cup.
That's lovely. I would love this season if I could get Roisin a little bit more into watching games with me.
She's really young.
She's
Jack and
three.
Luke were nowhere near it when they were
She's
her age.
yeah, she's 3 and she likes the blue team.
I think you gotta give that time. You can't force that on a 3-year-old.
No, I know, but like
I know you.
It'd be nice if if she pointed at the screen and disagreed with Robbie Musto. Give me something. Give me something.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, so now we put this podcast in the hands of our listeners
Yeah.
to
There you
see what
go.
they think of.
There's no more previewing to be done. Nothing left to be said. It's time for a ball to be kicked. And
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready for that.
By the time it starts, I'll be there, locked in as per usual.
Last question for you
Go
to
ahead.
answer answer a question about me. Set a date right now. Every year it happens.
Oh, I know.
Tottenham will break me at some point. Give me the date that you think it will happen by. And we'll try to remember this. I might even put it in my Google Calendar right now as you say it.
Tottenham.
When will they break me?
I think there'll be some because it's hard. It's a slog of a season. But you don't have to worry about European football.
Right.
So I think it'll be okay. I'm gonna be very specific.
Okay. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
That's what I'm literally have my calendar open.
Tottenham in I want to say March
Uh-huh.
when they've hit a tricky patch in the league and they go out early in the cup. And that'll break you. That'll be your breaking for the season.
So on
Can
March
we put a
13th,
date on that?
so I think they come back from international break.
Okay.
March 13th, Tottenham host Nottingham Forest. March 20th, Tottenham visit Everton. Um, and then, or maybe the international break is after that. Yeah, I don't know.
Go
All
on.
right,
I'll give you March 20th.
March 20th. So you think something's going to happen in that Everton game?
That'll just get to you. And you'll be like, they haven't even been good. But guess what? Dr. Tottenham comes along. The get right gang are back.
All right, so I'm putting it in my calendar right now. JJ predicts
Something will make you crack there.
Spurs break. Andrew.
Can't be 100% sure
Okay.
what it is, but it's
Amanda's going to be
happening.
very confused when she sees that in our calendar on March 20th. So there you go.
Oh, honey, I didn't know you were scheduling your mental breakdown.
That's
Oh,
the over under. That's the date. Uh, yeah, March 20th. Okay, we'll monitor. We'll monitor. JJ, genuinely, I enjoyed this immensely. I'm ready for the season. I hope all of you out there are as well. It's going to be fun. Get ready. Get your case of beer, get it in your fridge, get it nice and cool, and enjoy this weekend. Hey, I enjoyed this immensely to you. I say,
check you later, fun boy.
I'll see you.
Take care.
You've been listening to the Caught Offside Soccer Podcast.